Hello everyone! With Classic still being far away from us and me being in kind of a dead moment in old school RuneScape that I have to grind a lot, I decided to come back to the game I come back quite often to, and that is Diablo 2. However, after finding out that all of my saves have been deleted, let's say, after I changed computer because my previous one crashed, and me not really wanting to salvage them, I didn't really want to complete the game the normal way, creating just another assassin, another hardcore assassin, and just complete the game. I already did that a couple of times before, so I thought I'm gonna create a pacifist character. So what is a pacifist character? Pacifist is, in other words, a character that will not attack monsters and will only rely on reflecting damage in order to kill them. So we're gonna pick a Paladin class for that. Let's take our trusty Paladin for the Thorns aura. And first, I'm just quickly gonna go over the rules. The goal of this whole series, I hope it's gonna turn into a series, is to complete the game on all three difficulties if possible, and then, and of course along the way, get the best gear possible for our Pacifist Paladin. The gear with attacker takes damage, with plus to thorns or other Paladin abilities that we're gonna deem useful, and with chance to proc Nova or charge bolts, everything that can deal damage to monsters without us actually attacking them. The rules are as follows. There are gonna be no actions that will lower the health of monsters in any form, and that means no attacks, no damaging spells, with one exception: telekinesis will be allowed if used on an object such as a health shrine or the portal pad. It's possible to get items with telekinesis charges, so that will be allowed. No damaging shrines. There are shrines that create a circle of fire or gas that damages monsters. That is not allowed. Of course, reflecting damage and cast spell when struck items are allowed. Curses, taunts, and forcing monsters to attack each other are not allowed. And lastly, mercenaries and summons are also not allowed. So with that all said and done, let us jump right into action. The first goal we're gonna accomplish is to get any form of attacker takes damage items. There are two ways to get this. We can either get enough money for us to afford attacker takes damage gear from Charcy, or we could actually get a chipped skull, which is attacker takes 4 damage when put into a shield slot item, which is like 4 times better than any item we can get this early on, because they're all capped at attacker takes damage of 1. So what we're gonna look for is, the perfect thing to find would be a house with this magical chest and a table, because that gives us enough resources to both get a high chance of getting this cool drop and enough chance to get rare items such as wands or staffs to get a crap load of gold and be able to afford our gear. So far it doesn't seem like there's any house on this part, so we're gonna have to cross the river. And I'll see you when I get to the cold plains. One important thing I forgot to mention is we gotta use the hotkeys on throw and on summon abilities, because they make it impossible for us to attack any monsters. A very handy way to prevent any attacks that might happen on accident. There is a bug that when you change weapons, they sometimes get switched, like you would get from throw back to regular attack. But I hope we can spot that fast and not let it really affect us in any major way. And there is the magic chest house that we needed. You might not know, but actually, oh, yes. Actually, the chests in this particular type of house drop a lot more resources than any other kind of chest you can find. And the fact that it's relatively close to Flavia means it's relatively close to the Cold Plains, and that means it's relatively close to a waypoint. So now what we need to do is save and exit and farm this thing over and over and over until we get lucky. So I will do a couple runs and I'll see you with the drops. And I actually didn't notice that, but we got very lucky and we got a chipped skull right off this chest. So I would actually prefer to farm a bit more. Oh, we can't really move. Yes, we're gonna farm a couple of more chests and then we're gonna progress. We need a bit of gold for the 2-socketed shield. 2-socketed would be perfect, because if we get another skull, that would be 8 damage returned. Hopefully we get another skull. That would be absolutely insane. We got our first attacker takes damage item, and theoretically with this we can progress now, but dealing damage of 1 is not even close to what we want to do. This is a good charm. 8 to life is gonna be very helpful. As I was saying, just 1 to damage is not gonna be very useful. And also we got attacker takes damage of 1 shield. We're not gonna use it for long, but I think it's time to shop for 2 open sockets shield and continue. And we got our 2-socketed shield. So now with 2k gold to spare, we're gonna look for some attacker takes damage items. We got a sash, so we're gonna have 4 from our shield plus 2 from the chest and sash, and perfectly we would find some boots or helmet with that. But we found helmet with 10% chance to cast charged bolt, so we're gonna buy that too. That's 1k, which is a lot for now, and we can only start using it at level 4. But I think it's gonna be worth it. We're gonna stash it, and I also started collecting those rejuvenation potions here. They're gonna come useful when bossing at later stages. And yeah, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the skull, insert it into the shield, and we have an attacker takes damage of 4. Let's take this down, wield this. 1, 2, 6. Okay, I think we're fine to go. So the goal now is to get level 6 and enough gold to buy a scepter that has +3 to thorns. As you can see, this one has 1 to thorns, but you can find ones that have +3 to thorns, and they cost around 16,000 gold.
I will cleanse this wilderness.
I think I'm gonna do a couple more runs for items and then continue to get level 6. Okay guys, that will be it for now for episode 1. Hope you enjoyed. Episode 2 should be out tomorrow with more progress with road to level 6 and then probably the first quest. Please leave a comment with your thoughts Leave a like if you want and subscribe. Hope you're gonna enjoy the series, and goodbye.